right, what's up, YouTube? This is the Take Five podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
I'm Jack's Nasty.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Rosie.
Today's topic is top 5 movie remakes. All right, Rosie, what you got for number 5?
This was the toughest category ever because movie remakes generally suck. So this one was tough. I'm gonna go with, for number 5, I'm gonna go with Beauty and the Beast, the 2017 remake starring Emma Watson compared to the animated version.
Never seen it.
It's actually very good.
That's cool.
We'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I trust your opinion.
I didn't
Not
think
Disney
anybody else.
fan.
All right, Dustin, what you got for number 5?
Number 5 for me is I didn't even know it was a fucking remake. But I will admit I did like this movie from the 80s, 3 Men and a Baby.
I didn't know that was a remake either.
Yeah.
Fucking movie.
Yeah, apparently it was I think the original was a French, some sort of French film. This is what I think I read.
Damn. Yes, I
It's
didn't know.
funny,
that.
when I was going through my list, I did see it as a remake, but I didn't know the original.
Right on.
Yeah, me either.
All right, Trex, what you got for number 5?
All right, here's my opening statement. These are the few remakes I actually was not disappointed by. They did justice to the original or was better than the original. So that's how I made my pick. So number 5, 1988, The Blob. The original was released in 1958, the first movie that had teenagers as the heroes of the story. The remake was good and kept a lot of the original elements in the story.
All right. My number 5. I kind of have a theme with mine, of course. My number 5 is I Spit on Your Grave, 2010, original from 1978. This movie is brutal. The revenge movie, girl gets raped, she gets revenge on him. Brutal, man.
That eyeball scene with the, was it the bug coming out of the eyeball, like under the eyelid? Oh my gosh. I was in the theater when I saw that. Oh, it was like one of the grossest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome.
And
Hi, Rosie.
they
What you got for
kept
number
the
4?
original. I mean, kept it to the same element too, and they allowed to.
Yep. All right, Rosie, what's number 4?
For number 4, I have Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, that's on my list.
Aha.
Rosie, you stole it.
I loved the 1986 movie with Rick Moranis, but the original was from 1960. But the 1986 version is one of my favorite movies ever. So,
Nice.
love.
Yeah, I know Trex had that one.
Sorry, Trex.
I do like that movie a lot.
All right, Dustin, what's that for number 4?
Another movie, it's kind of predictable maybe, but I did like these movies a lot, really, to be real honest about it, is the Ocean's 11 stuff. And I'm talking like the George Clooney, Brad Pitt versions, but yeah, the Ocean's 11 stuff.
See, I've never seen any of
I
those.
never watched those.
I knew they were remakes, though.
Was it like espionage movies or something?
No, they rip off a casino
Oh,
in Vegas.
kind of like a heist.
Yeah.
All right,
And it's
True.
entertaining. I mean, there's comedy in it. I mean, all the actors are, seasoned actors, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the original was the same way. I hate saying this because I'm not sure, but I think the original might have been some of like the original Rat Pack dudes. Maybe I'm fucking wrong though, but The
That
Ocean's
does
11.
sound familiar though.
Yeah.
You
That does seem like
Okay.
a type of movie they'd do too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially with casinos.
Right. So yeah, I thought you know, it was a good franchise series, whatever you want to call it.
Right on. All right, Trax. What'd you have for number 4?
All right, 1982, this movie come out, but it's a remake from 1951, The Thing. The original one was called The Thing from Another World. This was a good retelling of the story with great effects.
Right on. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. My number 4. It's almost the same movie as my number 5. Last House on the Left, 2009. The original one was from 1972. Kind of the same theme. Girl gets raped, comes, gets revenge on them, fucks them all up. Good shit, man. I love revenge movies.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember seeing the remake, obviously, in the theater.
Yeah, we did too. Remember that,
Yeah, we
Trax?
did.
Yeah.
Wasn't that your birthday
Yeah,
with the model girl you were dating?
yeah. All right, Rosie. What'd you have for number 3?
Well, quick follow up to what you were just saying. I actually, when I lived in Miamisburg down south of Dayton, I lived off of this like country road. There was just one street off of this country road, and it was the last house on the left of a dead end street. And so I had a movie poster of the last house on the left in my house in my living room, and I would always like tell people the last house on the left, like the movie, and people never knew what the fuck I was talking about. And I'm like, are you serious? Like it always drove me nuts because I was like those movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for number 3, I'm gonna go with Bram Stoker's Dracula.
No comment.
You know, 8
That would have
million
been my
other.
worst.
Shush!
You made
I
it a
love
love
Winona
story.
Ryder.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of vampires.
Hey, turn off Centipede.
I
Yeah.
don't mind vampires, but yeah, I hated that movie.
That
Shush!
movie's
Sorry,
like a love
I like
story.
love stories.
I
I'm
fell
a
asleep.
girl.
through it.
Shut up.
Yeah, I fell asleep through that movie.
Punch you.
All right, Dustin, what'd you have for number 3?
I think this, I don't know, might be on someone else's list, but I came up with 5. That's all I came up with. So this is number 3, the remake of Cape Fear with De Niro and Nick Nolte.
That's funny
Yeah.
you say that because that's what we were just talking about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I've never actually seen. I posted it, but I've never seen that movie. So
yeah. De Niro's crazy in it, man.
I know one day I do
Yeah,
gotta
it
actually
was,
watch that.
it was good. All right, Trex.
All right, my number 3 is the
Number
same
3.
as Rosie's number 4, Little Shop of Horrors. Not much to say about it. She doesn't said it all.
Yeah.
I figured that
All right.
was going to be on some people's lists.
All right, my number 3. Still in the horror vein, but it's not a revenge movie. Hills Have Eyes, 2006.
Oh, the eyes
The
have
original
hills.
film. Huh?
The eyes have hills.
Yeah. Original one from 1977, which I think was actually better than the original one. But yeah, it was a great movie. All right, Rosie.
My number 2, there's been several of, but A Star is Born.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with the 2018 version that had Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in it as being the best one. That movie actually made me fucking cry.
Damn.
It really did. And you know what? That girl is a really good actress. And she's she's actually a really good singer. She's quirky and does some stuff I'm not into, but when she actually like sings, she's super talented. And yeah, I like that one better than the Judy Garland or the Barbara Streisand versions. That was a really good film.
I seen the Barbara Streisand one as a kid. My mom always liked the movie, but I haven't seen the remake.
It's good, and yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit that I cried.
Well, you're a girl. You're supposed to cry.
Shut up!
It'd be
All right,
embarrassing for one of
Dustin.
us that we did.
All right, Dustin, what was your number 2?
Rosie will be happy to know, because she got no support on this whatsoever. She will be happy to know. But my number 2 is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say Beauty and the Beast.
No, I saw it in the theater. Remember seeing it in the theater. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was well done.
Right on. All right, Trex, what was your number 2?
1986, and it's a remake from 1958 with the legendary, well, The Fly, but the original had the legendary Vincent Price. And this movie was good with Jeff Goldblum, and the theory of the teleporter being the way that he manifests into the fly. It was a good concept.
Right on. All right, my number 2. Rosie will be happy about this one. It's not Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is my number 1 on the comedy episode. Last American Virgin, 1982. The original was an Israeli movie called Lemon Popsicle from 1978. Now, that you talk about crying, you watch this movie, you will cry at the end of this movie. You ever seen it, Rosie?
I'm writing it down right now. I'm pretty sure I've seen it like once.
Yeah.
But
it's a comedy, but the ending is pretty fucked up. Like
I'm gonna watch it again.
Yeah, worst way to end a movie, but man, it was so good.
Like is the cover like kids like on like at a summer camp or something, like by a dock and a pond or something, or lake or whatever?
And I'm not sure because like
I don't think it was not a lake or there wasn't like a lake or anything in it. It was like a city.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, check it out. It's good.
You've mentioned it twice. I'll watch it.
Yeah. It'll be my last time I ever mention it. But all right, Rosie, what's your number 1?
Okay. Okay, I'll get you an apple in just a second. All right. So for number 1, 1954, it came out as a book. Then in 1978, it came out in an animated format. But then in 2001, it came out as a beloved cinematic masterpiece.
Talking about Lord of the Rings?
Yes!
Right, I did all of them. I read the book, I watched the animated, and I watched your movie.
I love them all. And I don't care if it's 9 hours of walking.
That's why I couldn't watch it.
Lord of the Rings. But it counts as a remake because the animated one came out in 78.
Yeah.
It took me like a week to watch one episode. It was so long.
Well, I remember watching the animated one in like 1st and 2nd grade in school. Like whenever you're rewarded, that's a movie they had in the auditorium.
Yeah, I have the animated one and The Hobbit and stuff on DVD, and they're I actually really like them, but the movies are better. So
I hope you don't like the Ring of Powers that's on Amazon.
I think they're good, but
they mutilated it.
I think they're good. I just don't think they stand up to the movies. But I'm watching it.
You're the first girl I ever met that liked Lord of the Rings.
Oh my gosh, when I managed GameStop, I went to a managers meeting. It was kind of almost like an E3, and there was a new Lord of the Rings game coming out, and they did trivia, and they asked 10 questions, and they had 10 prizes. And out of all of the people that were there for the one that I was in, I answered all 10 Lord of the Rings questions myself. So at the end of it, they actually just gave me a ring because I answered all 10 questions before anybody else could answer any of them.
When I was married,
Man, that's impressive.
when that movie came out, Burger King had them cups, like
Mhm.
the chalice that lit up. For
Yeah.
Christmas, when I was married, my wife went to every Burger King in Columbus to give me the 4 set. And then when
Yeah.
I opened it up, because she knew I was a big Lord of the Ring fan.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
All right, Dustin, what you have for number one?
My number one, I don't know if it's predictable or not, like the other ones, but the Rob Zombie Halloween. Saw it in the theater. And yeah, I thought that was an appropriate person to make a remake of that.
Yeah.
What do you
I
think
know
of
a lot of people
the
hate it.
Dustin?
Say what?
What did you think of the Munsters?
I haven't watched it.
Actually,
I watched it today.
really good
People are hating on it from what I
I
see.
like it.
because we're actually going to watch
But
that tonight.
I expected, goofy and campy, and it's goofy and campy.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, he tried to keep
Yeah.
that element in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people saw zombie attached to it, and they thought it was going to be like spooky, scary.
So it's funny, about
And
3 or 4
that's
months ago, I seen all kinds of reviews on it, how the trailer, and they were like
Mhm.
putting it down.
Yeah, I think people went into it with the wrong idea. It's super goofy.
A little
It
trivia
is
for you, Rosie.
campy.
That's one of Aaron's favorite sitcoms.
One of mine too.
Yeah. We'll see that. Yeah. I mean, the show is goofy. So, yeah, I mean, the movie's got to be goofy.
It's
I mean,
so goofy.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
we're actually going to be doing a top 5 sitcoms. So,
yeah, I honestly, I was gonna put that on my list, and the only reason I didn't was because I figured that one of you guys was going to, and this was such a tough list. I was trying really hard not to duplicate anything because it was hard enough for me to come up with 5. I couldn't come up with anything extra.
Oh, you
yeah.
talked about the monsters.
No, the Halloween.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I came up with 5. That was it.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with anything extra. So when I thought about Halloween, I was like, and somebody else is going to have that. I can't have it on there because I can't come up with anything else.
And like I said, I did like it. I saw it in the theater, and I actually saw it at one of the theaters that it was in Hilliard. I don't think it's there anymore.
The movie
That
tavern.
yeah, yes, yep,
I love the movie tavern.
yep.
My favorite theater ever.
See,
Is it
I
still
like
there?
it too. I mean, it wasn't as good as the original, but I mean, it was good. It was different, different take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Trex, what'd you have for number one?
All right, my number one came out in 1999, and it was remade in 1959. House on a Haunted Hill. I remember I first saw this in theaters when I first met my wife, and it scared her so bad she peed herself. Like a dump scene.
Do people really do that?
Girls do.
Had 3 kids. We do not.
And
I'm till I pee.
it's another.
I've never in my life been so scared that I peed, even a little.
And it was so funny because I teased her through the whole
I
movie
think he's
about
trying
it.
to scare you there, Rosie.
Oh, not really the movie scared her. What it was, an usher come up to her because she had her foot on the chair, and there's an empty theater. There's only us two in there. And the usher come up right at this jump scene and said, "Ma'am, you got to move your feet." And she jumped and peed herself. And then she went to go clean herself one up. And the usher's he's like a 16-year-old boy. He's like, I scared the girl in House on Haunted Hill. She jumped, and she goes, that was me, and you took a year off my life doing that.
Have peed myself. I would have punched that fucking kid in the face.
You wanted to.
Oh yeah.
All right, you done, Trax?
Yeah.
All right, my number one. I will get some shit for this one. The original one came out 1974,
Good year.
and the remake kills the original. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we discussed this.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like hate on it, you know, because they say, "Oh, you remade the best horror film of all time." The remake blows it away. I don't care what anybody says.
I'll agree.
So much more violent, just brutal, man.
And had actual killing in it.
Yeah, it was so good.
The original was left to imagination.
I like the whole reboot. Like the prequel was good. Good shit, man. All right, Rose, you have any honorable mentions?
Not a one. I couldn't come up with I could barely come up with this list, let alone honorable mentions.
Dustin?
Same thing with Rosie, man. I came up with these 5, and that was it. Although I know a couple people said it, but I didn't realize or remember that Little Shop of Horrors was a remake. So that could have been an honorable mention for me because I did like that too.
Yeah. Trex?
All right, I got a few, not very many, but I'm going to begin with all the King Kong remakes.
Yeah.
From the 70s all the way up to the more recent Kong Island.
Yeah, I get
Want to
that.
bounce off a little bit, Aaron?
Yeah, I had Black Christmas 2006 remake.
Yeah,
I don't think I know that.
All right, Trex?
I hated the original, and Aaron knows this, but the remake wasn't bad at all. Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
I was never big in that franchise at all.
See, I like the original ones. All right. Dawn of the Dead 2004.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
All right,
go ahead, Trex.
Death Wish with Bruce Willis. I liked it better, even though I'm not a fan of Bruce Willis, but it wasn't better than Bronson because Bronson was way better, but it was still good.
I never seen it. All right, I got one last one. This is one you hated the remake. The original came out in 1964, called 2000 Maniacs. Remade in 2005 as 2001 Maniacs.
Yeah, I like the original.
Remember,
better.
You hated the remake.
Yeah, the original was way better. All
I
right,
liked the remake. It was pretty good.
here's my last one. The Bad News Bears. The original was great, but they did justice on the other one, on the remake. Billy Bob
I
Thornton.
agree with that one for sure. Yes,
Yeah.
Buttermaker, fuck yeah.
Sound.
Yeah, I never seen that. I do want to see it though. The original was so good.
Oh yeah, even they had a few movies on that was good. Every one of them were good. But yeah, that did justice for a remake. That's it for me. What about you guys?
Justin, Rosie, any final comments?
Got
I said I didn't go too deep on this one, man. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I mean, you got your 5, man.
Pulled through with a list,
Yeah, no, that's what it's about.
Here.
Say what?
I said, I'm just glad Strickler's here. I didn't think
she
I
was
was
just
going to
talking out. She missed you.
Well, thank
We
you.
all miss you.
Thank you. I miss y'all, man, for
Hey,
real.
guess what, Rosie?
What?
He's not a floating head no more.
I know.
No more Pee Wee Herman cracks.
Not like in a box.
Right? Is that it?
That's it.
Right. 5 and out.
5 and out.
5 and out.
Yeah, the scene where it shows the school bus pull up and it says Bath Elementary.
Yep.
So that's where my son goes to school.
Damn.
And then there's another scene where you see the guys in the varsity jackets, and he comes up and he like starts like mimicking his dad or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's my husband had the same varsity jacket.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if his house is like a
So
historical
yeah, that's
thing.
we live. Like, so if you watch My Friend Dahmer that came out like 2 years ago, it's actually filmed there. They used that house for the filming.
Oh, wow.
And right now it's just owned by like a regular person. But it's been owned by a lot of people over the years. Trent Reznor owned it at one point. It's had a music studio built inside of it. But right now it's just regular house. You could rent it during the Republican National Convention last year or 2 years ago, Airbnb.
Do they
For
know
like
the history of the
$8,000
house?
a night or something.
Wow.
Do they
Yeah.
know the history of the house?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know Trent Reznor because that's something he'd buy it for.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when we upload a new video. Comment below with your top 5. Follow us at Take 5 on Facebook. Thanks for watching. 5 and out.